Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for joining up today. Xbox had a funny thing to say. He goes, "Hey, good morning to all who show up after me, LOL." And what a way to say you're first there, Xbox. There we go. Thanks for joining up. Thanks, Keisha, Xbox, Vicky, Mike Chang, Bill W. I'm Fierce. Thanks, everybody. I hope you all are having a fantastic morning. So far, though, the stock market has been kind of down, obviously. It looks like we have Xbox saying looks like the pre-market is red. Yeah, it definitely is today. Having some pretty bad drops back to the downside. In after hours yesterday, SPY hit highs up around 389.40, almost 389.50 there in after hours. Then just came crashing back down this morning. Big drop back down to 384.50 or like around 385, obviously, where we're at right now. So crazy moves back to the downside. Hopefully you guys are playing some puts or something like that. I will say, I kind of expect the SPY just to stay flat over the next couple days. I could see it staying between 382 and 390 to 392 up until the FOMC meeting does happen. So looks like right now it's still staying right between there. I am kind of hoping, at least, that we do not see like a big sell-off come into the market here. That is what I'm hoping not to run into. Although we might see it happen ahead of the FOMC meeting. Obviously, some people get a little bit worried about rates going up, and lately a lot of people have been talking about rates. So as of last night, there was an 18% chance of a 100 basis point rate hike. Let's see what we're at now. Now it's still at 18%, but it'll probably jump around a lot over the next day or two as we get closer to the event tomorrow, especially tomorrow. This will probably start changing. I will say, excuse me, guys. I will say, I remember a couple of days ago, or not a couple days ago, a couple months ago, or a couple FOMC meetings ago, I remember that there was the target rate, and it was at 50 basis points, I think it was, for the longest time. And then an article came out the day before the meeting and said the Feds are looking at 75 basis points now, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, they are." And then 75 points did happen. But it's interesting how they leak things out like that. And I'm curious if they're going to do 100 basis points, if they do like maybe leak it out so that we don't see some big like pre-market crash or something like that. But yeah, I appreciate you guys joining up. Keisha says, "Good morning, stocked up fam." Hell yeah, let's go, Keisha. Hopefully you're still killing it on some of those plays that you've been looking at over the past week or so. But yeah, let's maybe look at some of those. I know that there's a couple out there. I'm trying to remember one of the good tickers. Oh, I can't remember the one ticker, Keisha. I know PARA is one that you've been eyeing up anyways. You might not be playing it, but you've been eyeing up Paramount, WBD, Warner Bros. I've been liking WBD a little bit. I know Mike and Hunter, I think, like this one a lot. Mike's always talking about it. Sorry about that, guys. Keep getting these like uncontrollable coughs today. But yeah, Ant85 says, "What's going on with F? I'm going to buy some more shares." You know, I think that's a pretty smart idea to buy some more shares. I'm not sure if this is necessarily the bottom or not yet, but I think that you getting into shares here and at least starting to average in is actually going to be a pretty good thing for you anyways, Ant. And looking at F right now, honestly, just pretty crazy to the downside today. Like you said, looking for shares for the long term. I think getting shares of them for the long term is a really smart thing to do. I think that they will definitely benefit from all the EV hype and everything like that. So I hope that that's the case for good old Ford here. I will say I've seen a lot of crazy analyst suggestions with Ford. A lot of negative, a lot of positive, but in my opinion, I think it'll be pretty good. I like Ford as a company myself. I think they'll persevere over the next couple years, and you know they're a pretty solid company overall. in reality. Yeah, Keisha said that they're playing Paramount, Dollar Tree, J, and then watching J&J and SoFi. Nice. Okay, that's right. Paramount, DLTR. DLTR, we're kind of like just waiting for that gap back up. I'm curious if that's going to happen or not, Keisha. I'm really waiting for it. I have a bad feeling that the SPY might fall, sending it lower, but that also might not happen. So hopefully, Keisha, it goes in your direction. That'd be helpful. Johnson & Johnson knows what they're watching, along with SoFi, SOFI. Nice. I kind of like SoFi down here. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. Xbox says, how about good old Disney, DIS? Nice, Xbox. Yeah, 107 is a really good support down there. Looking pretty good, actually, I'd say, with Disney. It's holding up, at least on support this week at 107. Now, my issue with Disney is obviously if the SPY falls, it's probably going to follow the SPY back down. So keep that in mind. Keisha says that drop in FDX was brutal. We'll probably play the bounce once it breaks and stays above 165. Nice, Keisha. I know this one's been really low. Nice. Okay, yeah, 165 does seem like the big level to have like a nice breakout above. So I'd say that's a good level to pick, Keisha. Not bad. 165 though. Wow. Dang. Seems like this stock has been extremely volatile, obviously, ever since that bad news last week where they readjusted their guidance and, man, they came out with their earnings early. Ended up being a terrible report, too. Their EPS came in way lower. Like, look at this. The EPS came in 33% lower than people were expecting. That's a big drop. 33% is no joke on an EPS miss. Even on, like, revenue and stuff, that would be no joke either. Hey, good morning, neighbor Jay. Appreciate you joining up here. Yeah, FedEx does look like a stock, though, that once it starts recovering back, it should have some nice movement back up, though. Especially shorter term, you would think just nice movement back up just in general because of how low everything's been. Xbox says, I've considered buying into Disney. I wasn't sure what a good price would be. Well, you know, let's go ahead and eye that up on the chart. Everybody has different opinions right now regarding where the good prices are. Like, for example, a lot of people right now are overly bearish and they're thinking like Disney might get back down to 90 or even 70 or something like that. And I think that that's definitely possible. That COVID low on Disney is down here around $80. If we get back below like 99 or 100, I could possibly see us running back down to like $80. I think that could be a pretty good possibility, especially if the overall market turns back over as well. Then I think that we'll continue to see more and more movement here. Avery has some words for us for anyone who wants to check that out. Thank you, Avery. I appreciate you joining up here. George says good morning. Hey, good morning, George. Appreciate you joining up here today, Cyber. Let me know what stocks you're watching today. Maybe see some nice big breakouts or something like that. If you guys are seeing any breakouts, definitely let me know. Looking at my watch list here, very few stocks to the upside, like SOXS, which goes up whenever semiconductors go down, is doing well today. But other than that, I almost don't have anything green. I mean, WYNN is magically in the green, but other than this and maybe a couple hotel stocks, a couple China stocks, everything else is in the red by a large amount. Ford, like you're mentioning, is down 8%. Dang, I didn't realize it was that much. UUU's down a lot here. We have a lot of stocks falling off. PayPal's down. Shopify's down. Corsair is down. Man, you name it. It's pretty much down today. FedEx is down. Matterport. Blink. all of these stocks are pulling back in a huge way. Let's see, Rivian, Lucid, wow. Everything's coming back down. Enphase, what about Tesla? Good old Tessie. Oh man, Tessie got rejected up there at its high. Around 309 to 310. Darn it, Tessie. Tessie's been pretty good, actually, I feel like. It's just falling back off now. That's an unfortunate move. That is unfortunate. Bad drop with Tessie. Can't be having none of that. Oh no. But yeah, my watch list is just extremely red, guys. Extremely red. Moderna is kind of coming up into the green ever so slightly today. They're trying to recover back up a little bit. Wynn Hotel and Casino. Or I should say it was Wynn Resorts, but they operate hotels and casinos. They're kind of up in the green too, but I'm not seeing much else. LVS, UAL. Yeah, UAL isn't too bad. I know TTWO had that crazy Grand Theft Auto news yesterday, and I'm surprised that they're holding up today a little bit. I really thought that news would send them kind of crashing back down a little bit more than it did. Because I heard that the source code got released, which is insane. That is insane. Keisha says, watch Chewy. It's walking up a nice trend line on the daily, starting from the beginning of September. Let's go check it out. I love those trend lines, Keisha. Let's go eye it up. Beginning of September on the daily. Oh, I see. A nice short-term trend line. Okay. Uh-oh. I have a feeling this looks like a dead cat bounce, Keisha. This stock right here, Chewy, to me, looks like it's going to go like something like this. Man, that does not look good to me right now. Wow. I hope it can do better, though. Let's draw the trend line out. Maybe I'll change my mind. Kind of something like that is what you're seeing. Not looking bad. Tied up on the 1 hour. See if it's touching. Okay, let's adjust it a little bit here. There we go. Kind of falling under there now, Keisha. Definitely not good. I don't like the way it's falling under like 35 right here either. Looks kind of scary today. Does look kind of scary to me. That movement on the daily to me, this looks pretty rough. Like we're gonna like this looks like a pretty good dead cat bounce in my opinion, Keisha, on Chewy. I hope it's not the case because I love these growth stocks and Chewy's one of the ones I do like as well, but it's looking brutal though. Yeah, like you said, Keisha, especially if the Fed dislikes, especially if the market dislikes what the Fed say. That FOMC meeting tomorrow is going to be crucial, guys. Look at the calendar right here. Existing home sales, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Then we have the interest rate decision at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then Powell's going to speak at 2:30 p.m. Eastern at the Fed's press conference. So it is going to be an absolutely insane type of event coming up. It's going to be market moving. Huge market moving event. And guys, I just know Powell has been absolutely insane over the past 6 months, even a year even. He's been talking about transitory for a year now. I know they scrapped that a couple months ago, but I still thought that was funny. They kept saying transitory. Then once inflation got up to like, what did it get up to now? 8 or 9%. And then they're finally like, oh no, not transitory. Oh, it's funny. Keisha says, yeah, I love the growth stocks too. Yeah, I love them, but I will say my love for them is starting to dwindle away with all the downwards movement the past year. I will say it does look like they will be coming back up though, eventually. Bravo says, what's up, Tom? Why are they selling the market today? Bravo, it just seems like a lot of negative pressure heading into the FOMC event. But let me go to CNBC because there was some housing numbers that came out today. That could be part of it. This ain't good. Barclays downgrades Netflix. That's not good. That's pretty rough. Poor Nike here is getting downgraded to equal weight. Bearish wholesale sector demand risk thesis. Continued volatility in the greater China market. Excess North American inventory. Potential demand erosion. What? In both North America and EMEA. What is that? Something probably like Asian countries or... Wow, and they're worried about the dollar having issues in foreign countries too. Wow, Nike's down 36% this year, 40% off 52-week highs. Dang. I know Nike for a little while there was like the stock to own. Like here, let's go look on the daily. When I say the stock to own, it wasn't the best, but like look at this chart movement. Amazing. And then just got destroyed. Got utterly destroyed there. Not good. Wow, guys, SPY is down and bouncing on support, it looks like. There we go. Yeah, right on. Not right on, but really close to that 384 support there. Definitely not bad, not bad. We'll take it. Derek says, any possible puts to swing going down into the meetings tomorrow? I feel like SPY puts could be good, Derek, if you're eyeing them up correctly. Obviously it's all about timing right now. With SPY bouncing off this bottom support, I'd be careful with puts over the next 30 minutes or so. But if you see the SPY start to like run up and maybe, touch 387 again or 386 or something, and then start coming back down, it might be a good entry then. Right now, I just don't like the entry or the timing on the puts to swing. But also, make sure you get enough time on these puts too, because heading up into this event is going to be insane for the market, and we're probably going to see the implied volatility on some stocks maybe drop after the event, kind of like an earnings play. Now, the IV could go up, but if we don't see stocks start to fly around, then that IV will probably end up staying fairly even, which can be good and bad. It's better than dropping, but if the SPY ends up going flat or something, it could end up seriously having some good theta decay, especially on expirations for this week. So I would make sure I at least look at next week expirations, or even further out, honestly, I think would be the best way to go. But for right now, I would have to say that swinging puts is very, very risky. If I were you, I would just try to get a nice intraday play on them, like I said, to the downside. I think that could be the way. But Derek, if you really, really had to, let's go eye up some plays to the downside. I feel like Nvidia, AMD, stocks like that might be pretty good to the downside. What else? I don't want to say DraftKings, but with the way it's dying here today, I might have to. Let's see, what else we got? CCJ's falling off. ZOM, Oxy, Square. Square is dying right now. That might not be a bad put play. Look at the way Square is falling off on the daily. Getting rejected below support. Definitely not good. That is a brutal drop there. Wow. Square or block just could not hold up. That is some brutal price action right there. Corner says, let's get it dropped down so J-Pow can make it rip. Good morning, Tom. Yeah, I hope he makes it rip, Sean. And talking about that, I'm actually going to create a poll. Alrighty, guys. I made a poll here for Powell today. Made a poll for Powell. Will Big Daddy help stocks rise or make them fall? So go ahead and place your votes now. That'll be awesome to see what you guys end up coming up with. And while you guys are voting, also don't forget to smash that like button. That really helps out the streams. Seriously, it does. I will be here live tomorrow morning, and I'll be live tomorrow for Powell as well. So be ready for it. We'll go live. We'll have the market side by side with him on the screen, and hopefully we can see some nice stuff with Big Daddy P tomorrow. But yeah, overall it's going to be a crazy event, and we're going to see a lot of insane movement. So be ready tomorrow, guys. I will be here live and ready for that. So Keisha says, oh, Tom, Wheat is another one I was watching. That is one. I think that's the one I was thinking of, actually. Wheat's another one I'm watching. I cut out when it broke above 8.7 last week. Just waiting for re-entry. Waiting for re-entry. Nice, Keisha. Let's see, Wheat. Nice. It seems like it might turn up a little bit. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. Had a yawn come in there. Feel like talking so much. It always makes me like randomly yawn. It's strange. Bravo says, what do you think of V and Bitcoin? Visa, nice. I like Visa, although the chart looks pretty terrible here. Oh, wow, Bravo. I will say Visa's getting pretty low here. Honestly, below 190 is pretty bearish on Visa, but they did bounce a couple times here right around like 186.50. So we got to watch like 186.50 or somewhere right around there, but 186.50. Pretty big level there on Visa. Let's actually draw a horizontal line here. Yeah, very big level though. Bravo, I will say this is starting to worry me here. It seems like this could drop through, and I hope that's not the case. I really hope that's not the case, but it looks pretty bearish, especially today even, like when you zoom in, the way that red candle is kind of pointing down today just seems terrible. Seems terrible. And he's also asking Bitcoin, BTC USD. I know this has been getting low over the next couple days, or over the past couple days, I should say. Well, right around 18,000, which is a huge support on Bitcoin. Honestly, Bitcoin's not looking too bad into the event. Not looking too terrible. It is looking a little bit bearish, but it is holding up though at 18,000 so far, which is good. Yeah, Bravo says V is terrible looking. Yeah, it is. I feel bad for the chart right now. We could always hit right here and start bouncing though if some good news comes in, but Big Daddy's gonna have to really save us for that. Wow. Yeah, I'm with you. Most of the market does look pretty bad. Most of the market is pretty rough. Although I will say Zoom does, or I should say Visa, does look particularly bad here, because if we break this big support, man, who knows how low we could go. Maybe back down to that COVID low. That would be insane if that happened, but Keisha says, I think Captain Powell has hung his cape up. I sure hope not, Keisha. I sure hope not, but I would not be surprised if that was the case. Captain Powell hanging up his cape. Dang. They should have a special, like, sentiment chart or sentiment reading out there for Powell. Like, Powell's sentiment or something like that. It'll pretty much be where, it'll be just like consumer sentiment, except it'll be how confident people are in Powell. So, like, heading up into this event, I feel like people's confidence in Powell has been actually dropping off. Like, Keisha says, I think Powell has hung his cape up. A lot of people are saying Big Daddy will bring the pain. So, you know, I feel like a lot of confidence has went away with Powell. I don't know if you guys feel that either, but ever since that bad Jackson Hole speech where he sent the market down, ended up being pretty bad. I know he was extremely hawkish that day, and the market did not like what he had to say. He almost didn't have anything good to say. He just came out, spoke 10 minutes of badness, and then went back in. I hope that doesn't happen this time. But if he cuts his speech short, it might just happen again. I really do hope that isn't the case, though. Xbox says I chose to be an anarchist. LOL. They picked Rise on the poll. That's funny. Don't forget to vote in the poll, though, guys. We have 8 votes. Also, don't forget to like that live stream. That'll be awesome. Please don't forget to like. That really helps us out. Of course. Keisha says, I've never paid any attention, but do the bank stocks do well when he raises rates? Or will they fall if everything else falls? You know, Keisha, that's actually a really, really, really good question, because it's kind of conflicted. So a lot of people initially think, you know, rates going up is great for banks. But at the same time, Keisha, it's also not good. You know, like whenever lending isn't as well and everything like that, it obviously starts to get to a point where it's not as good. So, Keisha, that's a very tough question to answer. I will say that banks like rates being a little bit higher, but at the same time, every time that rates run up like they do, banks are always mixed, you know? So, like, with this time, there's a lot of differences compared to the past times that banks have been raising rates. Every time that there's like rate hikes, there's always a different market condition, different reasons why we need it. This time, obviously, is like hyperinflation starting to go on. As far as banks go, though, I will say I like them personally. I think that they could do pretty well here if rates do start rising. And that could be maybe the good news that banks need to finally get out of the rut, is maybe some of these rates going up. My issue is how much is rates going up going to affect the amount of lending and everything like that. I know I've been seeing the housing market's been slowing down to lows now, and you know, sellers are having issues selling now, and a lot of stuff like that. So it's pretty hard to tell, Keisha, but I will say personally, I think that they could do well. And if we do start to see some nice movement up, that might be exactly what the banks need to start going on a nice uptrend. So we got to see what happens. If the market ends up tanking, I think banks will probably end up tanking down with the market. But again, we'll have to see. Neighbor Jay says, I think tomorrow we will do the opposite of whatever we end with today. Probably so, neighbor. Probably so. I think we'll probably do the opposite of what our poll did. So the poll says make stocks fall. 80% voted for that. That probably means the market's going to go up. If I had to guess. That's usually what happens. I've been keeping track of the polls, and usually it's been going against what we all pick. So that's interesting. Bravo says Big Daddy P brings the pain. That's funny. Excellent quote. I like it too. I think it's pretty good. Big Daddy P brings the pain. Yes, he does. He's a very painful individual. Very painful. But yeah, that's a tough one, Keisha, with banks. I like JP Morgan, I like Bank of America. I like a lot of the banks, and honestly, I feel like they're setting up quite well right now. I will say for the longer term, I really, really like the banks. I think they'll be amazing in the long term. Short term, it's just going to be all over the place, though. That's funny, though, neighbor. I agree. I think we'll probably do the opposite of what happened today. And yeah, people are voting make stocks fall. We now have 85% voting for make stocks fall. Hopefully stocks do fall, but I don't know why I'm hoping for them to fall, but probably just because in the short term I see setups that look terrible. Like, guys, this setup on SPY in the short term is brutal. The way we fell below trend, came back up, almost tried to retest the trend. We did retest 390, which is a pretty big resistance. Now we're right back down. Honestly, a very bearish setup that, you usually don't want to see something like this, especially whenever you're like a big technical analysis trader or something like that. Like, this technical move below the trend line and that test of 390 and rejection is terrible heading up into this event. Now, that doesn't mean the SPY can't go up. It definitely can, but the way it's setting up going into the event, it's looking very, very bearish, guys. Very bearish. So, pretty crazy, actually, but I'll be right back. Just give me 1 or 2 minutes, guys. Got to go blow my nose real quick. I'll be right back, though. While I'm gone, let me know what stocks are running up right now with some good momentum. If you guys see any on my watch list, F is down 9% now. Still crazy movement there. To the upside, I have Win, Asana, Moderna, stocks like that. Let's maybe check out Asana. Wow. There we go, Asana. Let's go. Get up there. Be right back, guys. Alrighty, guys. Sorry about that, but I am back here. Looking at my watch list, like I said, Wynn and Asana seem to be doing quite well here. Here's WYNN on the day. Let's go, Wynn. What a great day for these hotel stocks. Wow. Very nice. I'm going to have to screenshot this one. There we go. That's a pretty good breakout, actually, guys. Look at that. What a nice move. Let's go. Yeah, Derek says Microsoft puts MSFT. Let's check it out. MSFT. Ooh, that might be a good put play, actually. I will say it. The way that it's rejecting up there around 245.50, the way we're falling down now below 243, it does look pretty bearish. In last night's video, Mike and I said to play puts below 243. I'm still kind of into that same mindset here. Not looking too well. Keisha says it's still early in the day, though. We never know what the power hour will bring. Yeah, that is true, Keisha. Yesterday's power hour sure did surprise me, the way we flew up. And then, of course, this morning we gave it all right back. But Keisha says, Apple, did you see the move yesterday? Yeah, I did. And look at it today, kind of breaking out up above 155. Apple was actually one of the coolest stocks to watch yesterday. It was seriously ripping. Can't forget about that, Keisha. Yeah, Apple was up a lot. That was a big move by Apple. We talked about this a little bit in last night's video. Ant says Apple's trying to bring some green into the market. I sure hope it does. Although, SPY sucks lately. Apple might help it go up for a couple hours, but I'm still thinking that we stay between 382 and 392 heading up into tomorrow. Might even be 390 at the top. I would think 390 might hold up, but I didn't think it would, so I've been saying 392, but yeah, everybody's saying go Apple. Man, everybody's loving Apple today. AAPL. I hope it keeps going for you guys up above 155. Come on, Apple. Let's get up there. Let's see that hourly chart. It's starting to look pretty good. I will say, guys, trust those trend lines out there. If you guys would have played Apple puts out of this trend, it could have been an amazing, amazing play. Gotta trust those trend lines, though. That's for sure. Not always, of course, but when they line up that well, you gotta trust it. Just like with SPY here, guys. SPY is also on a pretty good trend. Pretty good trend. Now we're moving below it. Hopefully we don't see a big drop down like we did with Apple's move below the trend. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but I will say it is looking pretty bad in my eyes. Sean says XPEV's moving. XPEV. Appreciate the nice stock there, Sean. There it is, ripping up 1616. On the day, it's up 3.32%. Definitely not bad. Running up there. I like XPEV. I think they can be pretty good. Let's check out NEO. BYDDY is a pretty big EV stock over there in China, too. That's awesome, though, that XPEV's moving. Now here, I'll show you guys something really crazy that... Now, seriously, guys, this is going to blow your minds, okay? Blow your mind. XPEV flying car. XPEV seriously has got a flying car going on here, guys. Like, watch this video here. This is absolutely insane. It's obviously not totally real yet, but this is the concept. Like, look at this. I know that this seems silly, but I think they're really trying to make this, guys, for real. Like, they actually do have, like, some pretty good videos of it. It's very interesting. This person's funny. That looks amazing. I hope my social credit score is good enough for me to be allowed to look at one. That's funny. The social credit score. I couldn't believe that. That would be a crazy thing to have. Drake says, I held BABA for months. Do you think it's better to take a loss and buy stocks at lows currently? Or just hold and wait till it goes up? That's a tough one. I will say, Drake, if you wanted to reposition your money out of BABA and into something else, might not be a bad way to go. In my opinion, in my own opinion. Now, guys, this is my own thoughts, so just take it with a grain of salt. But in my opinion, the China stocks are not worth the risk to me. I would much rather put my money into some American stocks, some American companies. I don't want to have to worry about China invading Taiwan or China doing these regulations or this or that. Honestly, it's getting annoying to me at this point. But what I will say is that to me, it's just not worth the risk. I feel like these stocks are very low right now. I think they're at great valuations. I like BABA, but to me, it's just not worth the risk, especially if that's going to be like your flagship stock in your portfolio. You know, maybe like, let's just say, for example, let's just say you have like 10 grand. Maybe putting like 1 or 2 grand on it might not be a bad move, but don't over diversify this into your portfolio. In my opinion, they are very, very risky, and that's my opinion there, Drake. But as far as BABA goes, if you did want to sell it, you could easily sell it right now and maybe redistribute some of your money into some more stocks you'd like. Maybe like, you know, if you like DraftKings or something like that, maybe buy some of them. Maybe get some, I don't know, Apple, some Microsoft, maybe stuff like that. Might not be bad. Tesla even. I don't know. But yeah, if you did want to do that, Drake, it's not a bad idea. If you did. Now, you could always just still hold, but I don't know how high you got in at. If it is too high, then unfortunately, you might just have to take the L, but Keisha says, can you imagine the air traffic control chaos if that car hits the public market? Keisha, I could not even imagine that. That would be insane. You'd probably be having so many crashes in the sky, and imagine what happens like whenever one of those propellers fails, or like when you run into a flock of birds or something. People are upset because the Tesla autopilot crashes. Could you imagine something like that crashing? Dang. You'd be 200 feet in the sky and that propeller just quits working. You're done. You are done. That second one would never be able to hold up a vehicle like that. You'd better have like a special emergency eject button or something. That would be cool. That would be sick, actually. They actually might make it now into a car where you have like ejection seats. Can you imagine someone like driving down the highway? They're going down the highway and then they hit the eject button, just go flying. That would be hilarious. Poor BABA down here though, getting really low. Really, really low. Hey, I appreciate this. Derek says Apple's tanking now. Is it? Yeah, it is on the 5-minute, getting rejected at 155. Just couldn't really get the good breakout going there. That sucks for Apple. Just couldn't get it going. Don't forget to vote in the poll, guys. We have 15 votes. I appreciate that. Vote to see if Powell will help stocks rise, make them fall, or if you think he's going to go make the market neutral, then you can pick that too. But yeah, I appreciate all of the votes today, seriously, and all the likes. I really do appreciate that as well. Bravo says TLT lowest of the year. TNX highest of the year. Maybe that's why we're selling today. That's definitely part of the reason, Bravo, for sure, for sure. Wow, TNX went again. I know yesterday TNX was hitting its highest level since 2011. That's going to be the same case today, it looks like. Yeah, look on my chart, guys, at the bottom, right where my cursor is. 2011 was the last time TNX was at this level. Absolutely nuts. Just insane. Totally insane. I'm gonna have to screenshot this. Wow, that is crazy, guys. That move with TNX is nuts. Wow. That is actually a really crazy chart on TNX. Thanks for saying that. That is an insane move. Just continuing to have huge breaks day after day after day. Mike Chang says you're definitely going to need a special license and health checkups. Yeah, that's for sure, Mike. You would definitely need that. I bet they would classify it as like flying your own little personal plane. One of my teachers in high school flies planes, like still flies them. Kind of insane. Like you said, there's special licenses he's got to get and checkups and physicals every year or so and all that stuff. Raymond saying NCLH. Let's see. NCLH. Come on. Get up there. Yeah, it's trying, Raymond. It's trying. I've been loving the cruise lines over the past couple days. Like RCL, CCL, NCLH. I think they've been looking pretty good. Definitely not too bad. What about the airlines themselves? Like AAL, DAL. Still looking pretty good too. Definitely nothing too bad. Nothing bad. Yeah, guys, we need some big plays heading up into Powell. Maybe if he tanks the markets, we can catch some nice puts to the downside or something. Might not be too bad. Still loving this movement with the Asana today. And Win still going. Look at that. LVS. It's actually really nice. Still going. MGM. MGM's one of my favorites today, too. I will say the China plays are up a lot today, like JD, Baba, Baidu. They're all kind of moving. Baidu's trying. Baba's trying to break above like 88.75. We're trying. What else is moving up today? Nothing? Looks like Peloton, maybe. Peloton isn't half bad either. What about oil plays like Oxy, Zarm, stocks like that? Wow, they're down. Oxy's down again. Zom's down. Dang, guys. Xbox says look up Joby. Let's see. Joby Aviation. Interesting. What is this? Huh. Let's see what's on their website. Oh, wow. Wow, this is really cool. There we go. I will say that is cool, guys. It takes 7 minutes to get to JFK Airport or a 49-minute drive from down by, like, you know, I don't know, Manhattan or something. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Wow. Saves a lot of time. This is actually really cool, Xbox. Thanks for pointing this out. Wow. I think that looks a lot better than the XPEV thing. Honestly, though, this looks like a lot more expensive. And obviously, you can't use this as a car, but still like it. And they're going to have a ride sharing thing. 1 pilot, 4 riders. What? This is insane. Wow, if you guys want to see a crazy stock, go look up Joby Aviation. That is something crazy. Joby Aviation. Very interesting. I kind of like it, Xbox. He says, no problem. I learned it from a YouTuber stock trek girl. Oh my gosh. Xbox, what are you doing in your free time? Bravo says, can you look at my boy MSGS? Wow, we haven't looked at this one in forever, Bravo. I know you've been talking about this one for a long time. Oh wow, let's see. Yeah, it's getting back down there. It was holding up okay for a little while though. I remember this, Bravo. You've been talking about MSGS forever. Madison Square Garden. Yeah, I know you've been talking about that forever. Who plays there again? So is it the New York Knicks? And then I know that the New York Rangers play there. The hockey. I just don't know about the Knicks. I think the Knicks play there too. But Derek says Head and Shoulders on Apple. Head and Shoulders on Apple. See, I guess you mean on like an intraday chart, of course. Yeah, probably. Probably like a 1 minute. Let's see. Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying with the head and the shoulders. For sure. Definitely not bad. It's not my favorite. It's not like lining up 100% perfectly, but yeah, I like it. Let's do some drawing like right there, and I would make the third circle here, but I don't think it'd be appropriate. We'll make a box. Oh gosh. I'm gonna get banned. Drawing profanities out here. I see it though. I see what you're talking about. Okay, yeah, the Knicks play there. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, the Knicks and the Rangers. Okay. And then, of course, they have a lot of concerts there and stuff like that going on, too, I know. So, they got all that going on, too. Bravo says, I just sold Apple now, a few shares. Wow, you just sold it. Nice. Hopefully you locked in some profits, but yeah, that thing's been falling down lately. Yeah, poor Apple. I feel like Apple, unfortunately, is probably going to pull back down to like 130 or 120 over the next couple months. I could see something like that happening, a bigger drop down. A lot of people think that I'm nuts, but I don't know. I could see it falling more, like on SPY even. I could see it falling a lot more too. Maybe even like 340, honestly. It's possible. It'll be crazy, but I really do appreciate you guys joining up today. I felt like we had a lot of good conversation in here today. So I appreciate that. I appreciate all the messages and everything, of course. I'll be here live tomorrow for Powell. I'll be live tomorrow morning. And I'll be live tomorrow whenever Powell starts speaking. So please set your calendars, guys. I'll be here. We'll have Powell up on the screen live with stocks right next to it. So it'll be a pretty big thing. Hopefully it ends up being pretty cool. But I really do appreciate you guys. Seriously, I appreciate Bravo, Xbox, Keisha, Mike Chang, Raymond, Ant, Elias, Sean, Drake, Neighbor J, Derek, George or Clay, Cyber Clays, Avery. Appreciate all of you guys. Seriously, thank you all for joining up. We'll go ahead and end the poll here. We got 16 votes. 81% of you guys voted for make stocks fall. 12% voted for help stocks rise, and 6% was neutral. So I appreciate you guys again. Seriously, I can't say it enough, but have a great rest of your day. If you need anything, of course, I will be in the Discord. You can always just send me a message or anything like that. Thank you, Vicky. I appreciate that too. Bravo says, I voted neutral. Bravo, you might be the only neutral vote on that poll. Yeah, I think it was. I think it was only you on there. It's okay, though. Bravo, I hope it goes neutral. Then you'll prove everybody wrong. But I appreciate you guys. Of course, like I said, I'll be in Discord. If you guys post any profits, throw them in the profits channel in there. We'll have some nice fun with that. But have a good one, guys.